Hi there folks, welcome to another one of my crypto videos, and on this episode I'm going to be talking a little bit about Richard Hart and his project Hex. So originally Richard has come from a background where he's specialised in certain industries. I think he started off with car stereos and went from there basically. He's accumulated a lot of wisdom and knowledge from spending about 10 years addicted to gaming, and obviously in that time coding and probably speculating about the future. And then on top of that, he's worked in the crypto industry as a fantastic investor and one of those figures in the industry that are just, because of their level of knowledge, they actually make natural prophecies about the future. And I mean, Richard, I think, was one of very few people in the space that actually called the last bull run peak and the actual amount as well, roughly. So he was, from what I saw, one of the few that got it right. And I think it's been natural for Richard, with all his experience and his knowledge about computers and coding, and obviously crypto and the electronics industry in general, that he would actually come up with his own coin, crypto coin. He originally was going to call it, we called it originally Bitcoin Hex. I've just looked on CoinLib, it's an exchange, crypto exchange, and there's actually a coin on there called Hex Coin. So I'm thinking at the moment Richard's actually just going to call it Hex, or maybe even Hex Token, because it's actually an ERC20 token at the moment on the Ethereum network. I'm not sure if he is going to go mainnet with it at some stage in the future. That would be a nice question for someone ask on his podcast, or whether he's just going to keep it as an ERC20 token. Initially it is for people with Bitcoin at the right time, going to receive an airdrop of Hex tokens. And the other thing to mention as well is that he's actually talking about maybe like the first day offering an airdrop for people that hold Ethereum at that snapshot time, because obviously it's on the Ethereum network as well. And thinking about that, I think that's a really good idea. Basically the main premise with this is Richard, from being in the industry for so many years now, realises that exponentially, even if Bitcoin were to go on another couple of bull runs in the future, big ones, that it could only grow exponentially in comparison to a really new coin with a very low market cap at the beginning, to then actually exponentially times. And you know, basically the way this works is you get an airdrop of Hex tokens, and then what you can do is you make a decision on how many you want to stake and for how long, and how many you want to keep and be prepared to trade with. Those that stake get rewarded really well. Another thing to notice about this project, and I will leave a link underneath this in the description, he's figured out a way where we can all make our own referral links, or semi-homemade, just by adding our own MetaMask wallet address to it. You need to use MetaMask as well to hold these tokens. I'm not sure what other wallets will hold them, but I think it is just MetaMask. And yeah, so if you can use your MetaMask in the right way, then you'll be able to hold them and then actually send them off to an actual smart contract that stakes them coins that you've chosen to send for an allotted period of time. And yeah, within that referral, he's made it really fair as well. Those that do it, take part, get 20% of the next person's downs, percentages of what they make, etc., etc. And then it just goes down the line, and it's just a one tier. So that's a really good idea as well. There is a few anti-whale laws that he's working on as well, where if you hold a certain amount of Bitcoin a lot, I don't know how many that's going to be, but obviously if you hold a certain amount of Bitcoin over a certain level, those dividends will actually be shared amongst the rest of the people in the staking pool. So there's really good incentives to stake. There's really good incentives to think about this project and work out your own strategies, what you'd do. I mean, if I got into this on the airdrop, I would definitely look to stake. Probably look to do maybe 2 or 3 different types of stake. Maybe do a long-term 5-year, one for free, and then maybe a 1-year stake. And then on the side of that, I'd probably keep some coins to trade with. And maybe even trade with some of those, and then maybe half of those keep for a long-term hodl, and then the others look to trade and try and actually accumulate more Hex tokens to trade them on down the line in the future. Rich stated clearly from the beginning with this project as well, he is looking to really get into taking over the value of gold with this. It's just a way of when people get in and it increases its value, it's just a really good way of storage in terms of like a value of the coin and the value of the market cap. It becomes another way of banking, basically, a bit like Bitcoin. The difference is Richard is one of the 5 core developers on Bitcoin Core, and he's basically said he's looking to make a system where the security is going to be better. He's going to patent the actual staking system, the staking smart contracts as well, which is great. And he's really making this project out to be something that is not just valuable for the staker, but valuable for someone who actually wants to save their crypto, their money, in something that is of high security and that is of high standard. Rich has stated many times in the past that he's gone through lots of really good developers because he's looking for like the top percentage, basically, to make a system, a network that is, you know, one of the best in the industry, and he wants Hex to be a top 10 coin, and he's got that vision of seeing it like that. So from what I've seen so far with his video podcasts and actual the website where my link will take you to about Hex, I'm very impressed with the project. There is a lot to it, and there's still a lot to be done about it in terms of getting it up and running. I think we're really looking at maybe sort of like late April, May to when this starts going on, but that would be a good time as well to buy some BTC, and if enough people know about it, it'll probably help push the price of BTC up. It could be an initial bull market trigger or a precursor to a bull market if this does well. I think he's bringing it out exactly at the right time. He's seen as well that the top 10 does change a lot, and you know, if your project's good enough and successful enough, there's no reason why you can't be in there, and it will just improve the overall look of the top 10. So when people do get drawn into crypto in the future, instead of seeing BitConnect and BitCash and Satoshi's Vision and all those other ones like that, there won't be any of that. You know, we'll have things like Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Tether, Tron, Binance, you know, legit coins, and there's no reason why Hex can't be one of those, and other good projects out there can't be up there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got to say on the subject at the moment. Please leave a comment, please like and subscribe, and if there's any questions about the project, etc., please don't hesitate to ask, and I will leave the link for this one as well, so you can go onto the page, onto this platform, make your own link, and then send it off in your own videos or to your own friends and families. And like I say, it's free to join. All you have to do is hold Bitcoin in the appropriate wallets, either one that begins with 1 or BC. And if you've got your money, if you've got your Bitcoin in those wallets at the exact time of that snapshot, then once that snapshot's been taken, then you'll be able to go over to the Hex staking contract, and then claim your the claiming contract, and then claim your Bitcoin Hex, and then you can go to the staking contract, and liaise between that and your wallet, and actually a few clicks here and there, a few copies and pastes, and you can get everything set up. But yeah, if you are interested in this, once you've got your own link and you're ready to stake, etc., then it would be worth to sit down for 5 minutes and think about a strategy that you'd like to operate with this. Like I said, I've explained my basic strategy and what I'm going to do. I would be really interested to hear from your ideas about this project, and obviously further on down the line, if I get any more information about Hex, then I'll let you know. So anyway, for the moment, thanks very much for your time. Cheers, bye.